Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Rimworld. So in the last video we got one of our first experiences with battle. Not actually at first, I forget if it was our second, an early example of battle. That's a simple way to say things. And we actually did lose one of our units. Luckily for us, it was actually the unit whose name I think was the hardest to pronounce. Soranil. Not really all that hard, but every time I looked at it, it confuzzled my brain. But, so we lost a person. One of our people does look like they may be having some sight issues. They're not gonna be blind. Yeah, it was Justin here. She's not gonna be blind, but her sight is going to be much poorer now, seeing that her right eye has actually been cut out, which is pretty damn intensive. So, obviously that's bad news bears for us. We're gonna have to deal with having a relatively blinded unit, and now we're back to 3 people. But the good thing in addition to that is that, the colonists that we have here, or at least the dudes that we have to capture, the dudes with a lot of tude. Oh, we don't have a grower anymore! Okay, that's something I should check first to be sure. Let's go ahead and mark them off as growers, because we definitely need people to actually be growing the plants, otherwise we're going to have no food, which is even worse, seeing as our people are freaking starving to death. So let's deal with that first, which is easily actually dealt with, seeing as there's all these freaking plants everywhere. We could actually mark all those to be harvested then, I guess, which means Justin? No, it wasn't Justin, it was Jono? Ugh! Hood is the warden and the crafter, so I would rather keep Jono as the plant cutter then, but Jono is a really bad person to be the person who works with all the plants then as well, because obviously Jono has a lot of jobs that that he has to work on at once. And let's actually go ahead and check his thoughts. Psychic drone is still actually present. Does it say it there? No, it does not. I was a little bit worried about that because obviously, as many of you may remember in the last episode, there actually was a psychic drone that kind of attacked our civilization, and oh, Hood is starting to starve to death. Everyone eat your foods and be happy. Then we'll let Jono talk to these people a little. Jono, you actually probably do not need to have a friendly chat with everyone. I want to try to recruit 2 of them. You know what? 2 of them is okay for the friendly chat. This guy, we're working our way towards recruiting, so that'll be okay. Jono, you could go about your the rest of your tasks, and of course, as one of those actions being would be to get to work on all of these plants and all that, so we won't need to deal with that. This squirrel looks like he needs rescuing? What the hell is up with that? Can we rescue the squirrel? No. Why does the squirrel have frickin' the exclamation point coming off of him? It's like he's, it's like he's Bill from Pokemon, and he somehow warped, it was a human who warped his mind into the body of the animal, and he's like, help! Help! I need freedom. Okay, so this person has actually gone Psycho Mantis on us. Let's go ahead and start melee attacking him. Hood can do the same. We'll just do melee since he's in here. Hopefully that means we can actually kind of incapacitate him and keep him. But to be completely honest, death at this point is just as a-okay for me. That sucks because now we'll have to deal with those bodies, but now because of that as well, we could actually go ahead and mark both of the people for a friendly chat and try to recruit. Redfield doesn't need medicine. He'll be okay without that, but now that's actually also 2 graves that we need to dig. I thought we already selected 1 grave to be buried somewhere. I guess I didn't. So let's go ahead and start setting off some graves. We'll put 1 right there, 1 right there. Definitely need to get that bottom one gone. We really have to get rid of both of them, to be completely honest, but that bottom one is going to be extra important, seeing as, sorry about that. That one's gonna be extra important, seeing as, we're actually obviously trying to recruit those dudes. Sorry, Jono, but you can actually eat once you finish that one. Justin's working on the other. Justin, do you need food? No, Justin's trying to get rest, so let's actually have Justin haul the body first. We'll get rid of, the other one tomorrow. For today, we could just get that body out of here. Then, who is our best shot? Who is the best shooter? Looks like it's going to be Jono for now. That's the other thing. We none of our people are going to be all that good shots right now, unfortunately, especially one of them having a blind eye. Let's go ahead and wear the tribal wear for Jono. Jono was actually naked? I thought Jono had some... Oh, no, it's just a shirt that blends in well with Jono's clothing. That's actually a little bit awkward. He's like, I'm not naked! I'm just wearing tan clothing. Someone's visiting the colony. Don't really care. Really would prefer someone to be joining the colony at this point, not necessarily visiting. But in the meantime, we actually do have the Stonecutters table set up, so let's actually go ahead and start setting up those bills as well. We also should, there is a lot of stuff marked to be hauled, but is there anything else? I would like to haul those right there. Basically, I think there's, a bit more supplies that we actually should start selecting to be hauled. So, take to best stockpile? That must mean take to the best stockpile zone that's nearby. That's kind of cool. We'll do until we have X, and we'll make it, let's actually go ahead and make it like 150. Before, I've always done around 115, I think. 150 might be a better number to kind of finish it at. And then we'll, of course, bring that down to about yay area, so we can actually cover the whole, that whole room. Let's actually move it a little bit and just check it one more time. Okay, it's missing a couple spots. Do it like that. That will cover everything. Cool beans. Jono is still healing Hood with medicine. Maybe I shouldn't have had that done, although working is weakened because of the right arm's damaged and it got poor quality treatment. I don't know. That might have been a waste of medicine, seeing as we don't have that much to start off with, but so I really should be careful with, like, how we use the medicine. But, you know, that's in the past now. Nothing we could do about it at this point, so let's just kind of deal with it, I guess. Oh, that is in the past, as Rafiki would say. Now that we also have this set up, I'll go... Oh, wait, no. We need the stone flooring first, and people are actually about to get started on that. So let's go ahead and see how far that wall has to go. We'll do the walls first, so that'll be those 2 blocks. And then for structure with our stone walls, we go all the way out. Yay! And then all the way up. Hooray, nay, fay, dilly do dong day. For the meantime, we could probably also close it off like that. Get that set up so we know how much farther we're going to go upwards with using 2 solar panels. Obviously, we're going to need more than the 4 solar panels that'll be placed there, seeing as the last base we had 2 geothermal generators running and 2 solar panels. Two pairs of solar panels to power the whole base. Seeing as this one only has 1 of those geothermal generators, it's obviously going to take a lot more power from geothermal generators to actually make it function properly. We actually just got a nice good old stone block, so the game is being helpful to us right there. I actually really do appreciate that, because stone would obviously be a very, very handy thing to be dropped for us at this current moment. Let's actually, we don't need to pause time. Let's keep time going for a moment so our people can keep on going about their daily actions. But I would kind of like to do a quick scan of the map. Just make sure there isn't any idle scrap sitting around. Or not scrap, slag sitting around that we could put to use. Because obviously all that stuff is going to be very, very handy for us once we actually want to start turning it into metal. Doesn't look like there's any. Makes sense because we actually haven't had that many airdrops right now. What do we have here? Trade ship is passing by. Another combat supplier. Stop it with the combat suppliers. There's absolutely nothing we could do with them, which is very, very aggravating to say the least. Wow! We already got 123 stone. We actually probably won't have to make any for a very, very long time. So, and seeing as we have that much, I actually think we can go ahead and start putting down these stone tile flooring right away. Speaking of putting down stone flooring in like this area of the base, one thing that was actually mentioned to me by Orion Prime, and one thing that once again makes me kinda regret putting our base down here at the bottom of the map, is Orion was saying that it actually is an extra disadvantage that we've put ourselves in by putting our base this close to the end of the map. Because that means down below here we actually cannot put down any flooring to help us prevent additional fires. And, seeing as we are in a forest map at the time being, that actually could end up being quite a critical issue, seeing as the geothermal generator's right there. It's, our dining halls right there. Fires caused down here could actually cause us some serious issues. Obviously, later on, if we wanted to, we could put down some stone flooring or metal flooring on the outskirts of this side, and definitely, on the left side and top. But the bottom, of course, is going to be impossible for us at this current point in time. We have some people visiting the colony. That's not going to be all that big of a deal for us. But seeing as we have so much metal, in fact, okay, so we're at 225 right now, not 215, what am I talking about? And that's with all that in there, so, the rest of that's, okay, those are all like 35 max, but that's actually still obviously a hell of a lot of metal. So let's go ahead and start putting into works, getting our attack, what am I saying? Our death corridor set up. Obviously, that's going to be a very, very major thing for us in the future. And, of course, one thing that needs to be done is the rave room. So let's actually go ahead and, what we're going to do right now is I think we're going to plan for the setup for actually the rest of the buildings. We will have a power door going right there. Right up above here will be another room, but then once we've actually like set up this room, I think that's where we are going to stop building upwards or northwards, at least with all these rooms right here. In the meantime, what we can also do is we could do the same for here. That will be its own room, and then this will be its own room. I don't know what we'll put in either of those spots, but those will work pretty nicely. I'm pretty sure. If nothing else, this one right here can just be an individual living space. And then this one can, maybe even be like 2. We could put a wall right there and make that a living quarters, and then have that bottom area be a living quarters. If, of course, there is nothing else that we want to put in there. Here, let's go ahead and have the roof be, the rooms be a little bit smaller than we had in the past. If that gets set up like that, then, we can just create like a hallway going up like that. The hallway will go to the side over here. I totally forgot. I usually like having those walls be made of metal. Maybe eventually I'll get rid of those in favor of metal, but at least for the time being, I think we'll go ahead and keep that wood. Put those right there. We will close that off, making that a separate room. Close that off, making that a separate room. Rave room will probably be set up right in there, and it's going to be baller, of course. And, ooh! We should actually consider a spaceship room, since that is something that actually I have mentioned we would want to do in the past. What that probably means is we'll make this, like, 1 step higher, or 1 block higher, put it right about there, and then I think this whole area is going to be long enough. So what we're actually going to probably plan to do is we'll close that one off like that. That will all be for the spaceship. Hopefully that'll be enough room. If it's not, we could probably expand a little bit towards the left. That'll be its own room right there. This will probably be its own room kind of setup. We'll put a door right there, door right there. Of course, a door right there. And then Rave Room can have a door there. Let's make the doors actually match, so that'll go along that ways. And then a door will fit up right there. And then I think this is going to be the opening to our death corridor. Kind of a weird setup, you know, because I think what I would want to do is I would want, okay, that means we've also got to change the walls. So let's actually get rid of all of that, and then all of that as well. What all that is going to be is that's going to be metal wall. Can I not put down metal walls? That was weird. I believe I was selected on metal walls, so I don't know why it didn't work right away. Then we'll have that going up about yay big, probably. And yay big as well. This is going to be by far our biggest death corridor yet, actually looking at it right now. But it should function pretty well. As always, death corridors are like greatest setup in the world, and that actually means that will give us more room to fire upon the enemies. Obviously our hits should be a bit less accurate, seeing as we're firing from farther away, but that means they'll have to do the same, and they will almost certainly be more likely to actually walk down closer to us rather than actually sitting back there and taking their aim disadvantage, which means they would have to move quite a bit forward, which gives us and our turrets that'll be placed down here all the more time to keep on shooting them up. So I actually like that setup. Obviously, that is a lot arranged for us to start building. So, I think we should actually get to some wood cutting work. So let's go ahead and select, like, basically all of the trees that are in this area, because there's gonna be a lot of wood that will be required for that, seeing as most of that actually is wooden walls, the majority of that, I should say. So that also pretty much actually sets up the whole thought process for our base. Obviously, we'll need to change a little bit more right there. We can even go ahead and select to be like ooh, actually, you know what, we're gonna backtrack a little again, and we're gonna get rid of all the walls going up this way, and I think we'll change all of those to metal, just to make sure that that like keeps up with our consistency, and should make sure that the solar panels are safer, I think. Actually, that's not really a thing. It won't keep the solar. It might keep the solar panels safer because metal walls are more resistant to fire than wooden ones are. But oh god, are people still starving? Low food starvation. Justin is starving. We really need to actually get to work on food, which is such a pain because. Okay, I actually think the trees are working as a huge negative in regards to that right now. We need to get those sun lamps down, because that's actually another thing that is really hindering our people in regards to, food survivability. So let's put one lamp right there, one lamp right there. We need to mark, a whole bunch of plants again to be harvested. There's a whole bunch in here, so might as well get all of those. And then, Jono, forget whatever you're doing, you're going to harvest, because people cannot be starving to death right now. That is going to spell disaster for our base. It is Justin, almost certainly because Justin is starving. Yeah, that's minus 28. I need to do a better job of managing our like side things right now. That's what I'm doing. That is really like my big poor mistake that I'm doing right now, and I'm usually much better at handling that than I am right now. I guess I'm just a little bit out of touch with my Rimworld gameplay, so hopefully doing all this will help get me back in touch, to say the least. Jono, you could go ahead and get that one as well. The game is kind of being a little bit slow right now, I feel. With ×3 speed, people usually move faster than that, I think. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe I'm being a little bit crazy. I think the game is being a little bit laggy, though, and I think that's because my computer is not shaping up all that well. Computers, though, that's one thing I could talk about with, a lot of joy. I actually just recently got a i7, MSI gaming rig, so I'm really excited to start transitioning over to that computer. As I have mentioned in the past, that is also a PC, and it's been a long time since I've had a PC. I've been running on a Mac for like a little more than 2 years for now, and the PC that I had before that was a Toshiba that I had when I was like in 7th or 8th grade, and I'm a junior in high school now, so that thing is damn old. So it's very nice to be getting a high rig gaming machine again. Or again, like I ever had one. But it's nice to be getting one! So, I'm looking forward to actually starting off a whole lot of very new, exciting games on the channel in the future. And of course, we shouldn't have any continuing, lag issues or video recording problems like have happened, very frequently with this machine as of late. So, I think I am going to be recording on this computer for a while more, though, unless the problems continue to be severely bad. Just simply because I don't want to start this Rimworld save over again, and same goes for Prison Architect. I would rather keep on those series with the actual save files that I'm going for right now, rather than starting off this Alpha 6 save or Let's Play all over again. Wouldn't want to do that, because I feel like if I was watching a Let's Play like that, I feel like it would be kind of annoying if started over like Alpha 6 like 3 times in a row. I don't know. Maybe you guys wouldn't feel that way, but I want to give you guys, like, products that you'll enjoy and stuff like that. And I feel like I wouldn't be too into that kind of content. So, was Jono also the frickin' warden? No, Hood is the warden. Hood, how are you doing? Due to starvation, I would imagine that these people probably aren't that happy, but actually they're doing pretty okay. Are they? Yeah, they're both set up for everything. Of course, Redfields does not need medicine, to be completely honest, and, food is, yeah, their food is actually relatively high, seeing as they were just in such a bad spot. Oh yeah, that's the left foot big toe destroyed for Ren, so, and Redfield's nose is destroyed, which actually makes everything okay. And everything is okay for frickin' Ren as well. I really hope we get those dudes. Ren's name, even though it isn't spelled with a W, kind of reminds me of Ren and Stimpy, which is one of my favorite TV shows growing up. Frickin' love Ren and Stimpy, so we need Ren on our side. If for nothing else, to, of course, go ahead and, divvy out the tasks among our people, because they are in a pretty bad spot. The squirrel is still surviving. I feel kind of bad for the poor thing. It's just been, like, floundering in that location for, like, forever now. You know what we need to do? Justin, what are you up to? You're going to build that wall. First, you're going to build that wall and build it strong. But first, you're going to build this one over here, because I would prefer to actually get the nutrient paste room actually closed, so people can be happy in there. Really, that wall needs additional wood? That must have been just like 1 or 2 wood pieces that were chilling there. Cool, so that room's now officially closed and set up. Probably would be good to do the kitchen before too long as well. But then again, I actually was planning on putting a bed in this room. So let's actually go ahead, let's actually do a big old bed right there. Because we put down those 2 spots. I mean, obviously that kind of gets rid of my original purpose with having a walkway to get to the bed. But, you know, it's perfectly a-okay the way it is. With the 2 spots, I feel like it'll actually look better like that. Someone's visiting the colony once again. Honestly, they could, it's a kind of sucks to their Asmar situation. I don't really care what they're doing here. As always, just kind of occupying space since they're visiting. Oh man, Jono is the grower? Yeah, that is a really bad situation because I really would love for Jono to end up getting back to research, but I don't really think we could do that, to be completely honest. Because we definitely need to be okay for food. Lulu, you are a stranger here. Let's have Justin go ahead and work on building those sun lamps, because that kind of needs to be done. And actually, if there would be something that would be done, with the sun lamps, of course, that would also be the rest of, the walls in that room. So I think Justin should also get to work on that. Then you can eat! Or haul. Actually, hauling is, just as good, to say the least. You're gonna get back to work on that. Rather have you finish off the wall. So let us see. Yeah, fine, Justin, you could do that. What do I care? What do I care? It would only be better for the base, but... Oh, good work, Justin. Thank you for working on that. You're making me happy now. Because I always forget if sun lamps actually do short circuit in the rain. I think that they do. Because think about it. It's a freaking lamp sitting outside in the rain. Well, how the hell wouldn't that short circuit? So, unless we're going to have to, like, keep an eye on those so we could turn them off if/when it rains, I think it would be much smarter for us to go ahead and actually, get a roof over that area sooner rather than later. So, go back to furniture. Let's go ahead and put down some lamps in here. We definitely don't need any lamps in the battery room, if I were to say. We can put down a bed right there, and then there'll be another individual bedroom for someone. Obviously, the more of those, the merrier for basically everyone involved. Hood! Hood, I believe in you. Please recruit Redfields. Redfields has been amongst us in the past. Redfields should join us again. How's Redfield's thoughts going? Pretty damn high. Oh, that's right. I think that the actual line there is the loyalty threshold, whereas the, not the line, the arrow is the loyalty threshold, whereas the line over there is the mental resistance stat. I thought that I had a suspicion that that wasn't the mental resistance stat, but I actually kind of Kind of forgot whether or not that actually was indeed the case. What do we want to plan in the future? We have a trade ship passing by, another combat supplier. Kinda wish they would stop coming. The good thing now is that we actually can go ahead and sell them the bow, because even if I get those guys recruited, I'm not even really all that sure we'd want to use a bow. I think I'd rather get rid of it for the cash. So where's Hood? Where's Hood at? We need Hood to help us. Oh, Hood is like sleeping under that grass in her sleeping pod. That's kind of a weird setup for that. So once Hood wakes up, as she has now, we're actually going to interrupt her being a warden to actually have her get to work on this. They do have medicine that we could buy, and honestly, that might be worth it. I would so love to buy that L15, but we can't. We can indeed, though, buy, sell our short bow for 41. It's 25 a piece for that. You know what? Let's go ahead and just buy one medicine. I think that would be nice. We still get a net gain out of that. Obviously, we'd lose a bow, but we'll once we actually start getting a lot of food reserves put into this place, which should happen before too long, seeing as we're actually not working on research at all for the time being, which is still such a disappointment. And we've got a lot of strawberries being grown. So hopefully if we get a lot of those put up here, and then actually a farmer shows up, we actually will be able to get a lot of silver from that. Hood failed. Prisoner was below the loyalty threshold. Ugh, I freaking hate the threshold on these guys. It's massive. Unbelievably massive. This guy's actually pretty close, though. So, Hood, can I actually kind of distract you to talk to that guy? Yes! Yes! Warden him! Warden him with all your might! Oh my god, calm down, dude. You don't have to, like... Wow. It's maxed out every now and then. Is that the that has to be the loyalty threshold. I hate tribes. I really hate tribes. I'm just saying that now. They are like the worst citizens. Mysterious blight has destroyed our crops. Oh god. I really wish we didn't lose that lady, because that is really what is actually making this colony so frustrating. Not having that one extra person to get a lot of the work done. So let's actually mark a lot of this stuff to be hauled, because we're not going to want it there in the long run, and of course that is just more stone for us to use in our future projects. There's no stone out there. Power is still gaining, even though we are actually gaining a couple more lamps, so nice to know that we are still in the positives. It actually... Oh, no. Power is actually decreasing. It's just decreasing very, very slowly. Let's get rid of a couple of lamps, then. How does that change it? Okay, steady. Oh, my God, it actually is going down. It's just going down so slow. Okay, we'll actually leave that one on and turn that one off. That should bring it in the positives. Slow, but positive. Yes, okay, good. A trader is passing nearby, a slave trader. You know what? That's what we're doing. Wait, what? Hood, why can't you do that? Hood is not a oh, that's the researching table. I'm a freaking idiot. Hood, you are gonna go ahead and call these people right here. Honestly... Wait, what? Oh, expensive. I thought that said explosives. I was like, whoa, there are explosives in this game again? Either we'll sell both of these two and buy a slave, which I think that's what we're going to do, but maybe we could even... they're not going to be cheap enough. I was going to say maybe we could go ahead and sell both of these dudes, and then end up buying a weapon from the other group. But we've got 700 and... well... If we get lucky, I'm pretty sure we won't be able to afford it, but let's check out this person right here. Incapable of nothing! A pessimist, which is not very good, and nervous. That's actually both bad things. Mental break threshold 8. So that means they're more likely to reach a mental break, I guess. It tends to look on the bad side of life. I'm just getting text so small. I need to find a way to check that, to change that. I don't know why I have. This is a freaking space pirate who's nervous and pessimist. I understand with a space pirate, but not nervous. That person is really good though. I think I kind of would like to buy that person. But let's actually go ahead and check all of our options. Incapable of plant work mining. That is an awful person for that price. Even if those things, yeah, they're sensitive. Physically sensitive, but a hard worker, so that's a good thing. And then what's up with the 700 dude? Oh, just entirely for the shooting, I guess. Incapable of intellectual and artistic, sanguine and fast walker. We're gonna buy this person. I believe what that does also mean is that they're instantly a part of the colony? Oh, yes. No! Oh, I'm such an idiot! Why didn't I strip the hostages before? I just lost us some free armor. Ugh, and this person's naked too, correct? Not wearing a tan shirt? Yeah, that person could really use some armor. That was my bad 100%. I am apparently a goddamn idiot, and I apologize for it. But let's go ahead and check this person's stats. Character. Cooking is very high. That means this is going to be our new chef. Construction is very high as well. Shooting has a passion at 7, and mining work. I think what I will do, though, is make this person the grower, even though they aren't very good at it. They're okay at a 5. But sucks that doesn't have a passion for it or anything. Oh, this is the one sucky thing. We actually can't see the bar growing for how, representing how close to leveling up they are. I missed that. Of course, we can't actually see it just by hovering over it, but I miss the bar. I like the bar. Kind of reminds me of Labar, the elephant. I think that's his name. Labar was a glorious elephant. But yeah, so most of everything is going to be a 0. Of course, let's make a construction a 1, since he's so good at it. Repairing can be a 3. Hauling can be a 3 as well. Cleaning a 4. Hunting can be a 2 as well, seeing as he's got the passion for it. Patience 2 as well. Doctoring can stay the same. We got another firefighter, which is always good. And then, of course, we have our new chef. I think we should get the kitchen going. Because, like I think I mentioned before, the kitchen would do a hell of a lot towards us being able to become better shots. Because that means we're gonna be, because to gather meat, we're gonna be hunting for animals a lot more often. The squirrel finally died. I'd feel better if the squirrel died. Actually, it hasn't. That poor thing! That poor thing! We do not need colonist beds. Okay, that is both a good thing and a bad thing. Kinda sucky, seeing as, we're building some additional beds, and obviously what that means is the people who are sleeping in pods right now, a lot of them are gonna be stuck sleeping in pods. But basically, us getting this additional person has, like, so many positives outweighing the negatives. Like, comparing the positives to negatives in this situation, I would say there's pretty much all 100% positives. I actually am also kind of regretting selling that bow. I would rather have another gun on one of our people, or at least a projectile weapon, seeing as the last person who we had who didn't use a projectile weapon actually died quite swiftly because of it. So, if I should have put that into context when I was thinking about things. But you know, it's a situation where hindsight's always 20/20. I make a lot of stupid mistakes every now and then in this game, and I would certainly say that was probably one of them. We haven't had any enemies come by recently, which is obviously a pretty scary thing. Probably means we're gonna have an attack sooner rather than later. We do have an industrial trader here, so let's go ahead and see. Go ahead and check out their wares as an enemy comes. They are preparing a defense. Oh, no. They will prepare and then, before attacking. It is a tribe, which is very, very, very aggravating, obviously, because their numbers outweigh ours. So we'll have to try use, skill to our advantage, to say the least. The other worst thing is they have, like, really bad gear, too. The armor's nice, but then we just get bows to sell, and bows aren't, like, bows are really crummy weapons. Basically, I hate tribes. I like them from a gameplay standpoint because it's nice for them to add, like a one additional different kind of attack force that comes at you, because they definitely play a hell of a lot differently than anyone else does. But as I basically just mentioned, they're kind of an aggravating force to fight. So I think this is the group that's actually Oh, no, that's those dudes. Is it this person? Yes, it is! Awesome! So, we can't sell them anything. All we could sell them is silver, and I want to buy silver. Oh, that's kind of butts. Well, we're not gonna be able to get. I mean, not silver. We can only sell them metal, and I want to be able to. And they only buy it for 1 apiece. What a ripoff! We're buying. Maybe we should buy nothing. We're gonna buy a bunch of medkits. We could actually buy... No, we can't buy 29. I actually honestly believed we could buy 29 for a sec. Let's actually buy all that we can afford. 5 additional ones will be nice. That actually brings us to more than what the game started us off with. Obviously, that might all kind of get drained after this next fight. Kind of wish we had this whole wall set up so our death corridor would be ready. Because I don't think these guys would be much of a problem at all if we had the death corridor set up, but as of right now, they're going to be a little bit of a nuisance, to say the least. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and or subscribing if you have not. I am the EggScrambledGamer, and I will see you all next time.